In December of 1990, we bought an inside condo in Sammamish Landing. The price, $116,000. This complex was built in 1979, has 35 units total, and features 6 of those units that face the lake with views and a wall of windows, which is different than the interior units. In March of 1999, one of these view units came up. It was Unit 112, a ground floor unit. We bought it immediately for $179,500. A couple months later, we sold the other one for $179,500, a nice trade-up. This unit was pretty much original except for the master bathroom area, which had been upgraded sometime in the 1980s or early 90s. You can see by the black and white checkerboard styling. We remodeled the kitchen and upgraded the rest of the unit, completing it in 2000. The exception was the bathroom because it was in reasonable shape. We then rented it out for a little over 20 years. In 2024, we moved back in and needed to remodel the master bath, which was in poor condition. The exception was a temporary vanity we had done a few years earlier. We have big plans for this vanity area because it is a small space. One of the things that we wanted to do was inset his and her medicine cabinets and add some electrical outlets inside so we could keep items inside the medicine cabinet and not have a bunch of stuff out on the counter. You can see that we're bumping out the wall, building a bit of a false wall to inset those medicine cabinets. This is all the framing. A closer shot of the framing, including the vanity light, and then jumping ahead a little bit, just showing the fitting of the boxes of the medicine cabinets. Make sure they're fitting correctly. This new inset and false wall does mean that we are going to lose a few inches from the depth of the counter, which is a great trade-off. We're losing an old wood medicine cabinet on the left side on that wall and then accessing all the electrical from here. That is to add a new outlet on the right side for the other person, and then to add those 2 new outlets inside the medicine cabinets. You can kind of see that left wood cabinet been painted over many times. Whenever you demo, you learn interesting things. For example, that 4x4 tile was held on by probably 4 spots of glue in the corners of each tile. Didn't seem to leak. Going through, assessing all the plumbing, the valve, and then we're going to take the pan out and see what's under there after all those years. The shower is demoed. That pan is out. One thing to note, we can do a lot better with that inset wall. That's wasted space, and there's a teeny cabinet there. We can do a deeper cabinet. One thing we found with that floor, to pause on that for a minute, is that there was quite a bit of hole around the drain in the slab of the concrete. So we're going to fill that up. Demo's complete. The walls are gone. The floor is gone. The ceiling is gone. We can put it back together. Even the door framing casing is gone.
Okay, so a little video on our bathroom remodel. You notice here, this is the shower. You'll see here that this is built up because it wasn't level. And then if you go over here, I'll try to get up on top of it. We've got this piece of 6-inch pipe that sort of, well, perfectly surrounds the drain. And the reason for that is originally there was a big, see if I can get my finger here, a big area, really big, probably 5 times the size of what you see right there, that round section, in sort of an oblong, just poorly laid hole. And the original installation had a plastic shower pan. And thought was that that was leaking because it was kind of caving in and causing other issues. So anyway, what we did is put this 6-inch pipe in here, filled it all in with concrete around the pipe, and then we've got this piece here to set our drain into. And this piece here, I originally made out of wood about 6 months ago. I pre-fit it, just put it in without obviously gluing it in or anything. Set this in and then taped it up because we were working on the ceiling. And in just 6 months' time, the 3/4 inch piece of plywood completely delaminated, obviously from moisture coming up out of the ground. So that was a good catch. And we ended up buying this, and we're into it total about $70, which I guess isn't bad. We're kind of doing a lot of work here to get this right, but I think it's important because we're putting in a shower pan that you tile. So we're going to have basically a standard, what would be a standard rock style shower, but we're actually using this pan. So we felt like it was necessary to get the base really good. So that's where we're at on this section. Another shot of the clear plastic piece that we glued in. We tried this with wood and it failed miserably. It was only in there for like 6 months. This was hard to work with and it took us a while to get it in, but it turned out to be super strong. We tried some glue that didn't work, then had to go back to 2-part epoxy, and it's in there nice now. So that's that. This goes in there permanently. Next step. Here's just a quick shot of the remnants of the wood piece that I told you we replaced with the plastic piece that's under here. Obviously all came apart because it rotted, and it had only been under here, kind of in the same position, only mocked up, for like 5 months. And it caused this all to delaminate. And then we took it in. Fortunately, it was all together. We took it in and had the plastic piece made of it. And while they were trying to make the plastic piece, it all crumbled apart.
We opted to purchase a shower base. These are pre-formed. They work well if you have a standard size shower. And then what you do is rock over or tile over the entire thing, and you get the perfect slope towards the drain.
Just another quick note. This I took out because I figured out I had used the wrong glue. I had used a glue that is for PVC material only, which is what this is made of. This pipe is ABS pipe. They use different glues. So when you have to glue the two together, there's then another glue that you have to use. So I did a bunch of research online. I couldn't get a definitive answer as to whether we would have any trouble with this. We kind of knew we wouldn't, but decided, since we discovered it when we did, prior to mounting the shower base, we decided to go ahead and redo it anyway. You can tell it would have never come apart. But anyway, it's up to code now. See if we can see it. Yeah, you can. You can see the green glue. That's the glue that's up to code.
Remodeling is not for the faint-hearted. Here's a picture of our bedroom and various living areas. This is a little highlight reel of where the magic happens. One strong recommendation is to move out while you're remodeling. 2 advantages of not hiring it out are the attention to detail, super high quality, and knowing exactly what's going on behind the scenes, which is why I'm doing this video. One thing as we were doing the demo, which we had known, was the walls were not straight. To say that is an understatement. So a combination of shims, re-rocking some of the walls, some of the columns were done. Little ceiling up here is low in the right-hand corner. So that needs some work there. And then this is a corner. In addition to shims and new casing, we had to use a fair amount of mud to get things really leveled out. That closet column is now so straight and so perfect. We also decided, and this is the creative part of remodeling, that the wall from the vanity to the entrance of the shower room was so uneven and so off, we opted to do a design feature with shiplap because we didn't want to put that much mud or re-rock that whole wall. So we did this beautiful design feature with shiplap to the entrance of the shower room, which got it more level. Back to work on the shower room. We're taking some pictures of the valves and all the plumbing behind the scenes and marking it for easy cutout of the drywall. And by drywall, I mean Go board. We did a lot of research and determined it was very lightweight, waterproof, durable. It's up to 80% lighter than cement boards. It's a high-density closed-cell foam core, completely waterproof, so you don't have the need for extra waterproofing and any membranes for the entire board. It's durable, easy installation, time-saving. It's more expensive, certainly, but we went with that for the shower room. With the room all Go boarded out, we have set the shower pan now, and we also got the cabinets in. So we set that cabinet, and that adds so much space. It's an absolute game changer to utilize all that wasted space in that inset. Here's the high contrast sealer. Looks pretty perfect. The dry fit of our 2x2 tiles and the little 1/8 inch spacers. Perfect setting on the drain. For our wall tile, which is going to be very extensive, we're doing the whole room, plus the vanity surround, we decided to go with a larger tile, and we decided to go with a stacked style instead of the staggered style for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's big. Number two, it kind of made more sense with our corners and with the layout. It also is a little more contemporary. So that's the direction we're going. I hope we like it. My job is to back butter these tiles. This one goes to the very top, under the cabinet. Modern tiling, these spacers are really high tech. They float it so it's flush, perfectly flush, and spaced evenly. Making progress, a couple walls down, that nice corner, and we keep going and going. There is so much tile in here, it's gonna look fantastic. We came up with a plan because this was over several days and each section has to dry in a timely manner, and then you do the next section and you've got so many lines to watch. By the way, when I say we, I mean he came up with the plan. Okay, we're working on the final row of the next to the last wall. This is, I'll show you in a second what that tile is cut for. And here we go. Look at that. Final row there. And we've got all of these levelers and spacers in there. These all come out, gives it quite a different look. And the whole effect to me is going to be like a giant shower. And we have some frameless doors here, the toilet here. This is a very large, shallow cabinet. All right, today we grout. All of the tile is in. Listening to podcasts. And here is our beginning grout.
It's not primarily a predictive book, but it has been extremely accurate, because if you look at what people have said in the last...
The only place in the shower room we didn't tile was the ceiling, where we installed a brand new fan, and then we boarded up the ceiling and kept it just flush. Back out to the hallway vanity. Checking all the fits for the medicine cabinet insets and also the wiring, because we've got those 2 strategic wires going up through the individual medicine cabinets so we can each charge our toothbrush or shavers or anything like that, keep it off the counter. And now it is all drywalled in, ready for tile. After some back and forth with damaged doors, we finally got the base cabinets in, and we ordered another one for the other bathroom. Final 2 rows on left wall. Pre-cut, and there it goes. Spacers are in. Total of an 1/8 inch grout lines. And those tiles are back buttered. While all that tile is setting and drying, it's time to go out and shop for the hardware for the cabinets on the handles. Wanted something modern, but not too modern, so I found one I really liked. We have a lot more details, including the floor. At Costco, there was a product called Mohawk Home Rigid Vinyl Flooring. It's supposed to be a luxury vinyl, high performance. Cardiff Beach Oak. First day of floor day. Look how clean all the paint's done in here. We do not have the molding in yet, but you can see the colors are really nice, and the vanity's all done. The exception is the faucet and final caulk down there. And then we got these lights. Anyway, this is the underlayment for the floor. So I'll keep you posted. It's very exciting. Okay, starting with the closet, the floor is going in reasonably well. It looks really nice, and we're making some cuts to get that all started. This whole room has to be started in the closet. And then what I'm doing is breaking open all of those boxes out there and putting them into what is the design part of it. So what I figured out is we have really specific designs on here. And so I've labeled them so we don't get too many of this specific knot, in a row, those kinds of things. So I have, it's called specific knot, crazy design, which is a very busy board here. And then we have ripples, because these ones have ripples, and they're all kind of in different places on the planks, and they do a really good job of making this look like real wood. It's nice because it's waterproof, bulletproof, lifetime warranty, all that, and it just floats in there. So I have to do all those remaining boxes. The layout is looking really good. We have the molding going back in. Those have all been painted, and it never ever ends. We had to take the casing off of the door to float the floor under it correctly. It is time for the before and after pictures. The old shower room here, and the new shower room, completely tiled. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of insulation, brand new insulation. That ceiling fan and the entire ceiling is brand new. The ducting is new. This room is completely tiled. You can see the little trim around the ceiling. We've got the new shower pan, perfect. And then we bought this transom online, which was the perfect width, some marble transom. Swinging around, looking at all this detail. Brand new toilet. This wall behind the door is all tiled. We have a brand new heavy pocket door in there. was a lot of work getting on that. And then my favorite feature is this huge cabinet, absolutely huge. It's the perfect depth for a big roll of toilet paper, and then all your extra stuff. New shower head. We've got to get the shower door. The walls and the ceiling are now so squared up, which they weren't before, that we were able to do a little invisible trim, nearly invisible trim along the edge, just showing that detail there. Trims everything off. And the whole effect is really nice, the little bit of that wood look floor, which is waterproof. This shiplap design feature turned out really nice. It just adds a lot of pizzazz, and it's even better that it solved a problem because that wall was so unlevel. A much better experience walking through this hallway, that brand new vanity. Here I'm just going to show you like the whole effect. The flooring, we've got the new bed in there and some of the furniture in there. But really the only thing we did to this room was paint, molding, and the floor. If you remember that old lighting that we had, it had been there for decades, got transformed with the new lighting, and it's dimmable, goes up and down quite a bit. We got a couple for the ceiling, the walkway, and then the same over the vanity, and both of those dim, so you can turn them off or turn them on any which way you want. Now look at the medicine cabinets. The first thing I'll show you is the faucet. We had to go with the low profile one to clear that door. Stuff that you don't think about too much. And look at all of the stuff that it holds. It's amazing, all these shelves, and then you've got your toothbrush in there, has the plug-in on each side as we wanted. Keep everything clear off the counter. We completely recased the entrance to the hallway. That was just crooked drywall. We added closet organizers and these closet doors. Showing you the closet organizers. We got these at Lowe's. They were pretty high quality, and they come with all the shelving and the drawers, so they're dresser drawers within the closet, and then the racks top and bottom. The main bathroom also got a new vanity and a quartz countertop, new sink, new lighting, and funny story, when we returned some of the damaged doors, we had one that they just had us keep. We cut it down, and that became the new door for the medicine cabinet in there. A nice upgrade from that old 70s thing that was in there before. All in all, very happy with the way that it turned out. All the new features that we have, and even happier that it's totally done. Would we do it again? Absolutely not. Well, maybe.